Good evening. You're welcome to today's class. It's been a long while. How have you been, and Happy New Year to you? Did you miss me? It's been a long time. Sorry for the break in transmission. You're welcome to today's session. Today we are going to be discussing something very important, something you would like. Yeah, let me put it that way. So, you're welcome. How was your day? Let me know where you're joining from. What's your location? Let me know where you are joining from. Okay. Today's topic is an interesting one. Why is everyone so tired? That is today's topic. Why is everyone so tired? Building resilience in an overwhelming world. Many people will always wonder, why do I talk a lot about resilience? I'm in the mental health space, and I know that emotional resilience is what this generation needs. All right. So that is why I talk about it a lot, because a lot of things that young people face now tend to break them so easily that you wonder what's going on, because our generation wasn't like that. But I always anchor on the fact that our generation was so focused on survival that we really didn't regard any other thing. But this generation is all about thriving. And when young ones begin to sense that they are not thriving as much as their counterparts, they begin to, experience distress one way or the other. So, welcome to the class. Today, I want to start a 7-part series on resilience, and I hope you would subscribe so that you don't miss subsequent sessions. So, why is everyone so tired? All right. So before we go anywhere, I want you to take a very deep breath and exhale. I need your body to be very slow. All right. I need you to slow your body down, because I have also noticed that young people are always so tensed and always so anxious to get things done nowadays. So slow down. If you are tired, you've had a long day, slow down. Really tired, mentally tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. I want you to know today that you are not broken, okay? You are just a human. You are just being human. It's okay to be tired, especially when you are tired in such a way that sleep does not fix. So I'm not here to give you motivational talk. I'm not here to hype you up, honestly. I just want to help you understand what is actually happening, all right, and why you need resilience. Because resilience has become the new survival skill. You need to build resilience, because resilience is a skill. It can be learned. You need to build resilience as young adults. I work with a lot of young people, 21-year-olds, 22, 25-year-olds, who would always, express this feeling of exhaustion and distress over what life has got to offer, and how they are not, excelling or doing as well as they could, or as they think they can, or how they are not doing so well in relationships, how people seem to misunderstand them a lot and stuff like that. So welcome to this session. If you are just joining us for the first time, please do subscribe, and you can also share the link to others. All right. So like I said earlier, this is going to be one of a 7-part series. So ensure that, you also turn on the notification button so that you can get notified when we come online again. So let's talk about the environment you are trying to function in, our current world. Let's talk about that very briefly. You know, you wake up and your phone is already demanding attention. Most of the time, it is even the phone that wakes you up with maybe your alarm or maybe a call, maybe a notification. So you wake up and you're already on the move. In your brain, in your body, you are already on the move. You are expected to succeed early. We're in a world right now where even at 19, 20, parents are already demanding to see proof of success. So you are currently in a world where you are expected to succeed very early. Okay. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comments. All right. So that I know that people are following. Thank you very much. You are being compared constantly, especially by parents. You know, I talk a lot about this issue of you see your mates. Can't you see what your mates are doing? Can't you see what your mates are achieving? And sometimes it makes the 21, 22-year-olds begin to feel like they are not, you know, at par. They are not doing enough and they are in a hurry to do much more. So that is one of the problems right now concerning the environment that you currently live in. All right. You are available 24 hours a day. Either you are available online, offline, to family, to school. Something is going on within your day. You are, you know, always trying to get things done, always available. All right. And emotionally, you are expected to handle it all quietly. You are currently, you know, trying to write your final year thesis or project, and everybody expects you to still be able to juggle it with relationship, with caring for younger siblings, with, you know, doing the bidding of parents. You are just expected to be up and doing. It doesn't matter whether you are exhausted doing it or not. Okay, so while you are currently in a world where you seem to be connected to everything, yet you do not get support from everything. You understand? You're connected to your phone, but support doesn't come from there. You're connected to your friends, but support doesn't come from there. You're connected to parents, but support sometimes doesn't come from there. Yet you're connected to it all. So your nervous system was not designed for constant alerts. Every 2 seconds, you know, notifications from your phone, calls from friends or parents, family members. You were not designed to always be at alert that way. And it is the truth. Your nervous system is structured such that it needs some moments of quiet. It needs some sense of calm to be able to, you know, regulate itself and function properly. So if you find yourself always overwhelmed, always find yourself always exhausted, all right, and then the world tells you, oh, you're not strong enough, oh, you're not lazy. I just want to let you know today that that is a very, very wrong narrative. You're not lazy, all right? You are not inadequate. You are not weak, okay? You are just surrounded with a lot of things that would cause distress to anybody. You have to answer messages while you are exhausted, and then they call you lazy. That's not being lazy. You have to do the demands of parents while you are exhausted. That's not being lazy. You have to do the bidding of your school, your lecturers, your supervisor while you are exhausted. That's not laziness. That's you doing it. All right. So you might not do it exactly the way the world expects you, the way your parents expect you, but you are doing it. So I need you to always remember to commend yourself for the effort you make daily, despite the exhaustion you feel. One of the major challenges is that we do not know to admit strain. We do not know how to admit when we are exhausted. As a matter of fact, I've worked with a lot of young people, young adults who are upset with themselves for feeling exhausted. Meanwhile, you are juggling a lot. So I always want to point it out to them, like, you are juggling school, you are juggling trying to work to care for yourself. Okay, you are juggling parental expectations. You are juggling the expectations of the world. You are juggling trying to be up there for your younger ones, younger siblings, maybe as an example, as a role model, you are juggling a lot, and then you are offended at yourself for being exhausted. You shouldn't. I needed to begin to learn to focus more on the positives. Despite my exhaustion, I am able to achieve this and this and this. That is what I needed to begin to focus on. You're welcome, celebrity mixologist. Thank you. So focus on the positives of your life, because I've also come to realize that a lot of young people I work with, talk a lot about young people. I'm talking about people between 17 and 35, thereabout, or everybody generally. Okay, so these things I'm talking about applies to everyone. Okay, so don't get offended when I call you a young person. You are a young person. So I'm here to just remind you that you are not failing at life. Sometimes life can demand more than you were trained to handle. And that is the truth. Many of us were not trained to handle this multiple tasks at the same time. Notifications on your phone, have to rush to school, have to rush back home, some of us have to go to the market to, get food ready for family, despite you not being the parent. But it's expected that as an older child of the house, you also have to take up some responsibilities. You have to juggle relationship. Many times it's apparently nothing. But because you don't also want to fail on that front, or because you don't want to be perceived as somebody who is unable to keep a relationship, you are juggling it. You are stressing. You are young lady where you put somebody right for me. Just say loud and clear, so I know you are still here. I lost network for a while. Are you here? Okay. Welcome back. So this evening, I just want to dismantle a myth. All right. The myth that says exhaustion is a flaw. Exhaustion is not knowing what's being exhausted. We see what I would call score. Many of us go through life events, situations. We don't process. We just move on. Oh, I have had a heartbreak. I just move on. I had a best friend who betrayed me. I just move on. I've worked with many people and I've realized that they do not get, and moving on doesn't heavy. There's sometimes something that, okay, it's not even something. Let's say, for example, your phone, something that, okay, it's not even something. Let's say, for example, your phone has a long time without rest. If it does that continuously, the phone begins to heat up. Apps running that were not deleted or processed or that when there's hash and then they stay there. When there's hash and then they stay there. They just tell themselves, this is my life now. It just feels not sweet. Many a times when you find yourself in that situation, everybody and everything begins to offend you. So I want you to write in the comment section if you expected to handle without complaining. until you cross the line. Your body doesn't really tell without complaining. Until you cross the line. Your body doesn't really tell you, pay attention so you will not know. All right. So before you realize that you are overwhelmed, you have already crossed the line. That's when you begin to feel that. Most of the time when people get overwhelmed, they isolate themselves. Most of the time when people get overwhelmed, they isolate themselves. To think, what's going on with me? Who can I talk to help me deal with this situation? And how do I down? You know that you don't even recognize that our nervous system is beginning to scream overwhelm. Ignore your body while it is just a headache. The headache, our nervous system is beginning to scream overwhelm. Ignore your body while it is just a headache. The headache will become a migraine. If you ignore it while it is just a whisper, it will begin to scream. It is a longer time. Share. You can, invite your friends, people you know who will benefit from this teaching. So how do you know? You can, invite your friends, people you know who will benefit from. You are lapse. It is not. Resilience is the ability. It is not. Resilience is the ability to respond wisely. Ability to respond wisely to a situation instead of reacting blindly to it. Go ask yourself some questions. What's going on? How do I handle this? The extent of your behavior, the upon one before you react. Ask yourself, extent of your behavior, the upon one before you react. Ask yourself some questions, which I will teach as the series goes on, before you react. Okay? Some questions, which I will teach as the series goes on, before you react. Okay? Somebody who is learning resilience also learns to rest. To impulsivity decreases. Okay, so repeated actions. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay, I tell myself usually when actions. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay, I tell myself usually when something is myself. Is this time to step away from what's going on? Is this time for me to take a rest? Is this time to breathe? Breathe. Small repeated action. All right. You begin to gain mastery over your emotions. All right. You begin to gain mastery over your emotions. Into pain skillfully. So here are some practical to consciously learning this instead of it is problem. So problem. So that your problem with why is do less. I had to learn that because I'm very, very hyper. I'm basically everywhere at the same time. I can do 6 things at the same time. I know that times they even appreciate that much more than your presence. So what's the stress about? Times they even appreciate that much more than your presence. So what's the stress about? Do less. Okay. When you feel overwhelmed, you feel exhausted. You just realize you're beginning to. Okay. When you feel overwhelmed, you feel exhausted. You just realize you're beginning to be highly irritable. It's resilience in real time. So it gives you a time to be. Want to, make it sound nice. The reality is life. So I want you to begin to treat exhaustion as information. What is no? A resilient person is a problem solver. It didn't go my way. That's someone who is resilient. But someone who is not can become so we are you around you. All right. So we are you around you. Begin to ask you. You call it strength, yes, but sometimes it can be 2-year-old juggling 4 relationships. Emotional refuse to name. You can't heal what you refuse to name. And refuse to name. You can't heal what you refuse to name. And when you refuse, I have said don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like. When you refuse, I have said don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like. Okay, so wisdom that you would practice throughout the week. Okay, so wisdom that you would practice throughout the week. Is it an act of saying no? Practice. Is it breathing? Many of us, is it an act of saying no? Practice. Is it breathing? Many of us walk through life without actually breathing. Yes, some people, this person is not, you are not letting yourself process. So I want to encourage you. This is just something you can do, and awareness that helps you escape it. Awareness that helps you escape it, if possible. The next topic